pin message. All right, here we go. We're now live on YouTube. Alrighty, let's see. I know.
All right, Jake.
All right, let's give it another second, and then I think we should be all good to go. Okay, it's been a second. Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 11 of Talkin Tech with Jake and Tim. So let's roll the intro. All right, and we're back. All right, so first up on the list, Tesla has unveiled their new Tesla Model S and Model X. They like redesigned them.
Oh yeah, baby.
Minor redesign, but still some pretty cool features in them. So let's jump into it. Let's see. Tesla just announced the first major redesign of the Model S since it launched in 2012, so it's been over 8 years. This new version, which is shipping in March, has a refreshed exterior, not by much, and a simplified interior, and the option for a more powerful powertrain that lets the car travel at least 520 miles and go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in under 2 seconds. So that's on like the top tier one. I think it's called the Plaid Plus model. But the outside doesn't look that much different, but the inside is really where the differences are. So I'll pull up a picture of it right now so you guys can see. All right, so here we are. So this is what the new outside of it looks like. And then if we scroll down a bit, this is what the new interior looks like. So as we can see, there is a new big touchscreen here, bigger than before, and this time in the Model 3 and the Model Y they are horizontal, but in the Model S and Model X up until now they were vertical. Actually, I don't know about the X. The S I know is vertical. I think the X was horizontal, but now they're all horizontal, which is great, so that the developers can, when they're creating the apps and updating them, just update it for like one screen size. Then on the left, you can see the steering wheel is now, they cut off the top of it. It kind of looks like the one in the Cybertruck. Looks pretty cool. I don't know how people are going to adjust to it, but it looks pretty cool. And then in the back now, there's a screen down on the bottom in between the two seats, so that way people can play games, I guess, but it's a really low and not that big, so I don't know how that really works. But
the only thing I can think about is if you could like pair controllers, because the screen down low would be fine.
Yeah, I think you can pair controllers.
As long as you're not trying to, touch. As long as two people aren't trying to touch it at the same time, that would be a pain. But if you have
I think with the
wireless Xbox controller in your hand and like just watching the screen, that'd be fine.
Yeah. That's true.
Even wired.
But like your neck, you're just like looking down for like a long period of time. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
That would be fun.
Yeah, and then they added right here. They added in the cup holders in the back. They added 2 wireless charging pads like right behind them, which is pretty cool, so people can charge their phones. So this screen is huge. It's like 17 inches, I think. And then what's interesting, I don't know if I can open these images in a new tab. Yeah, all right. And then we'll look at Tesla's website after. But if I don't know is this zooming in for everyone else?
Yeah, it is.
If you zoom in, as you guys can see, so it's hard to tell, but these are the blinker buttons. These are your headlights. This is, This is the horn in the left over here, so you don't actually press it in the middle of the steering wheel anymore. And then I think windshield wipers are here too. And then you have these 2 scroll wheels as well, which is interesting. That they completely got rid of the what's it called? I don't know if it's like the shifter. Is that what you would call it?
Gear selector, probably.
Yeah, so they got rid of the gear selector, which means as well as like turning left and right, you now. I hope these are not haptic buttons because I feel like that would kind of get annoying. But if they're like actual
Haptic would be a
like
pain.
good
Here's the thing:
buttons-
has this passed like safety guidelines?
That's what I was wondering too.
Because I think U.S. Whoever the lawmaker is for auto manufacturers, I think they put up a stink about not having like an actual stock for your blinkers. I think having them be buttons, especially just haptic buttons.
I don't know if these are haptic. These I think my guess is these look like push-in buttons, but
If they are haptic,
don't know.
I think they would really throw up. Like I think they'd really try and halt this at all costs. Same thing with the gear selector. We were talking about this before the show. It supposedly, I assume, if there is none, I assume they're going to be using some sort of AI, well, combined with all the gazillion sensors on the car. And I can't technically make a judgment yet. I've never even driven a Model S, much less one without a gear selector. My initial instinct is it would be. I think a lot of times I would want to do something different than what the car thinks I want to do.
Yeah,
And I can honestly see this leading to a lot of like little fender benders. Just
I
wanna go
agree with that.
back up. Like I think the gear selector is a bad idea. Not sure about the blinker stocks. The rest of it can all go on the steering wheel. There are many cars
The blinker
already
stocks,
on the steering wheel.
I don't mind the blinkers as much because we're just used to something right now, and so I think they're trying to change. So I don't know.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's not broken. It's fine. It's worked good for 100 years.
Yeah, but I don't know.
I don't see any need to move it onto the steering wheel.
I mean, it's easier. I
the
think
stock looks a
if
little
you're
ugly.
holding the steering wheel like that, I mean, it's easier to just put your thumb down like this.
The
and press
only
it.
reason it's easier is because they decided to square off the steering wheel, which I actually already think is a kind of a bad idea.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Here's my one.
But even
caveat,
if you
and
were
this is
on
cool.
the top,
This is my one
ones-
caveat, and this is going to tie into what I think is the biggest upgrade, which is that plaid powertrain. 1.9 seconds. That is you can't understand how fast it is. That is
Well,
like
especially for
top
this
tier
small like
F1,
sedan as well.
Like, yeah, that's like for a road legal car. That's like stupid fast. That's like above like your Koenigsegg's, above your Lamborghinis, above your Ferraris. That's like F1 top tier. And part of it is because it's electric. A lot of like actual high end built for speed cars are moving towards hybrid electric because you have the top end power with like a big V8 or something, along with that low end torque and regenerative braking stuff that can come with like a hybrid or electric engine. So that's part of why the 0 to 60 times are so good, is because it's electric. You can get that instant torque. That's true with any electric car. But 1.9 seconds is crazy fast, and this is where that steering wheel comes in, because the only time I would want a squared off steering wheel is if I'm in like a go-kart like race car thing, where I'm not gonna have to turn it more than 90 degrees, because after that, rolling it like you would with a normal steering wheel gets like to be a pain in the butt. Like that would be really uncomfortable, really not fun, which is why Lamborghini tried something similar and everybody hated it, and so they actually turned it into like a weird, like it has like rounded sides and a flat top and bottom, so you can still roll it like you would a normal wheel, but it has that squared off feel that you would get, whereas this just being a total square is, I'm not sure. It depends how they do the turning. I suspect they wouldn't change it drastically, because a sedan like this, even one with a high-end engine and powertrain, is built more for a cruiser. It's built more as like a daily driver. You're just going to go around. It's not built to take on the track. Although you definitely could with those 0 to 60 times. They published the quarter mile. Cars are getting so fast in the 0 to 60. The quarter mile is actually starting to matter more. I suspect actually, while the 0 to 60 time is incredible, the quarter mile and especially the half and mile times are actually less than not other sedans but other high end cars. Just because, like I said, those big, powerful V8 and V12 engines are going to start catching up to the instant torque that an electric offers pretty quick. Yeah, that's about it. I think the interior looks good. I
think
hold
the
judgment
interior
on
looks
the
really
steering
cool.
wheel. The powertrain seems awesome.
Yeah. So they upped the price, the starting price. It used to be $69,420, and they decided to up that to $72,990. This is after potential savings, so I'm not sure. Yeah,
It's 80 grand.
yeah. So it ends up being
for a very high end. That's just with the long range,
yeah, it's the
no
long range
upgraded powertrain?
Nope. Yeah, so you get 412 miles, 155 miles per hour top speed, 3.1 seconds for 0 to 60.
Okay. I will say, when I was talking about, quick acceleration versus, top speed, I will say, if you want just a fun car, get quick acceleration because there are basically no times you're going to go above 100 miles an hour, maybe 120 if you're really reckless. But the quick acceleration will feel much more fun than you will the very few times you're actually going to take it at a high speed. So I will say, if you're buying a Tesla, just want to have some fun, you're going to have a pretty good shot at doing that.
Yeah.
Having ridden in a couple, it is like when the driver floors it, you're like, like it's not like if you've only ever ridden in gas cars, even like exotic, like high end, high performance cars, it's not like that. Like the instant torque that you get from electric engines is unlike anything else. It's crazy. But like I said, $80,000, like that's steep for a sedan, but it's a luxury sedan with some pretty incredible options. That's
And they hold their value really well.
Right now. I mean, Tesla hasn't, as a car company, compared to a lot of other manufacturers, hasn't been around that long, so it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
Because I was talking about this earlier too. I'm not sure. I actually understood why Elon said, he originally said, "Oh, we're not going to be making any new big refreshes. We're just going to be updating it." And to me, that makes a lot of sense because Tesla has become more mainstream. It's still a little niche. It's my granddad isn't going to go out and say, "Hey, you know what I want? I want a Tesla." He's still going to look at Mercedes, BMW. Like he's not going to. This is still not really in the. It's not really in anybody's consideration as far as like mainstream consumers go for a high-end luxury sedan. So it's still a little niche, and that's why I'm not entirely sure what they were going for with this total refresh because I don't think this is going to pull any new buyers in. I'm not sure. Other than the headlines, maybe there's just publicity from it will help, but. Other people will be like, "Oh, I really liked the old BMW 3 Series. Maybe I'll really like this new one." Like but whereas I feel like the Tesla, they're like, "Oh, it's a Model S. Like it's a great car." But if you're interested, you're interested. If you're not, you're not. Like that's just. I feel like it's more bipolar. So it looks cool.
Yeah, they have three options: Plaid Plus, and
150 grand for 1.9 seconds. Seems absurd. 150 grand for 1.9 seconds in 0 to 60 that's a really good deal. That's like a really, really good deal. I can only think, I think maybe the LaFerrari has a sub, but that's like a $3 million car, and also there are only like 300 ever made, I want to say. Maybe it was more than that. So like, you're not going to get a deal like that basically anywhere else. Maybe the Porsche 918 Spider, maybe. I don't know what Koenigsegg 0 to 60 are. That's another. I'm gonna butt in here again. The production car land speed record was just broken in the past week. Since 2017, Koenigsegg has held it with the Koenigsegg Agera RS at 279 miles an hour, and it just got broken by an American company called SSC with I think their car is called the Tuatara. And they claim it hit like 318 in Nevada on like a 5.5 mile airstrip. But when they actually went to certify the results, they had to do it on a 2 mile airstrip, so much less time. They had to adjust gear ratios, and they still broke it, but they only beat it by about 5 miles an hour at like 283.
That's nothing.
Yeah, I know. But they claim they broke 300 out in Nevada, which is very impressive. To my knowledge, that's the first time it's been done by a production car. Yeah. Actually, it's clearly the first time it's been done by a production car because Koenigsegg held it before and they didn't. So, there are definitely cars that have done much faster than that. But for just I say mainstream in production, that's a heavy quotation marks. This car probably costs like $5 million, and I haven't even heard it's for sale yet. So,
yeah,
I'm not quite sure how production it is, but car news.
Yeah, so continuing with car news, Tesla's CEO Elon Musk says that the production for the company's upcoming Roadster is not going to be happening until next year in 2022, which is 2 years after the car was initially set to enter production.
That stinks.
It's
still
going to be
remember seeing
$200,000 for the Roadster.
once again, still for an exotic car with the speeds that this thing has, that's actually still a bargain. For reference, you could get like a base level Lamborghini Huracan for that, and this is way faster than that, and also electric. And I actually think the styling looks even cooler than a Huracan. I love the styling on this. I still remember seeing. So for those of you who don't know, actually when Tesla was still like a tiny company, their first car they ever built was a Roadster, and I think Elon Musk still has it. There are a couple pictures of him riding around in it.
I think I saw that. Yeah.
They sold that more as like a Kickstarter program actually. So there's like 30 usable units, like a bunch of them. Oh, the batteries were like defective or something, because it was like a super hodgepodge like janky solution. But the Model S was their first like real mainstream production car, which had great success. And obviously they took off from there. But that's why they call it initially it was called the Roadster 2. I don't know if it's still called that. But because technically this is their second evolution of the Roadster.
Evolution.
Evolution, if you want to call it that.
That is what it's called.
It's evolution, potato. I'm not surprised it's gotten pushed back. It's kind of an ambitious project. And obviously COVID. So
yeah.
I'm not surprised, but I wouldn't even say disappointed. I kind of saw this coming, and I'm not exactly in the market for a 200.
Yeah, it's just about to say, you're not getting one, so I
would like to see a couple on the road. See some of the like world results.
I want to see if we can test drive one. That'd be pretty sick.
I've only ever seen one in red. I want to see what one would look like in like matte black. I think would look amazing on it.
Yeah. Do you think Marquez is gonna definitely get one and wrap it in a matte black?
On a matte black.
Yeah.
Yeah. So cool.
Yeah. All right. Next up is a big one that everyone's probably seen in the news. Everything you need to know about how a Reddit group. What?
Yes, that's the.
Everything you need to know about how a Reddit group blew up GameStop's stock. Okay.
No, we're gonna give you. We're probably gonna spend like 10, 20 minutes on this at most. This is worth going in depth for because it is both terrifying in how it shows the instabilities of the stock market and absolutely
hilarious.
How a bunch of like online trolls completely ruined a bunch of like old hedge fund managers. Like it's amazing and terrifying at the same time. It's crazy. I will say there's another aspect you need to think about this, and that's that those hedge funds they're linked to everything in the stock market. Anybody who's in the stock market is probably actually going to see repercussions from this. I don't know whether those are going to be good or bad, but it's got definitely like a ripple effect. Like we're going to see this going on for a while. Initially, when I remember seeing like the first headline, like GameStop stock rose, and that was before like anybody really knew. I thought it was because GameStop has been going downhill. GameStop has been going downhill for a long time. I remember shopping there, and then I was like, it's just more convenient to get them online, and I don't think I've ever been back. And then I watched all the stores I used to go to around me. I watched them all close. Like it's been going downhill for a long time.
Yeah.
And when I saw it spike like 200%, I was like, oh, it's some board exec trying to do a pump and dump, which is basically where you artificially inflate the stock price so you can sell all of your shares at like at a high price. So say I have 1,000 shares at $3. If I can raise it to 200 and then I can sell, I might scrape back my money that I've spent on those initially, and I might even make some profit, as opposed to taking a massive loss. So that's initially what I thought it was going to be, and then it was like Reddit group supposedly behind this, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Wait. So you want to? Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Let's read a little bit of this.
Yeah. So they did the same thing to BlackBerry, Macy's, and AMC as well.
I didn't know Macy's stock was going down.
I didn't know that either.
I have heard and obviously I haven't seen anybody unironically use a BlackBerry in a long time. So
Hey, there's still people that use them.
nobody uses them.
They're good phones.
No, they're
I still
not.
have a couple.
Do you?
Yeah,
That's
I don't
amazing.
use them, but I do.
Obviously, you don't use them.
What do you mean,
I bet
obviously?
I would take almost any phone on that iPhone wall of yours rather than BlackBerry.
Actually, it's Apple Wall. Trademark pending. Just
iPhone
kidding.
wall.
Just kidding.
Fine, if you take that, I'll take iPhone wall.
You don't have an iPhone wall, though, so that doesn't mean anything.
Why can't I trademark it anyway?
Yeah, you
A
could.
lot of reasons, but we won't go into those.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I don't even know where to start with this. Okay, so I think, as I understand it, there was a Reddit r/Robinhood.
No, it was r/Wall Street. I thought. Wall Street Bets.
Yeah. Sorry, r/Wall Street something.
Wall Street Bets, I think. Right? Maybe.
Sounds right.
Yeah. Okay.
It was
Anyway,
r/Wall Street something.
I think it
And
was
then
Bets.
like
Yeah.
a user or something. It was some Robinhood guy. Yeah, I don't even know where to start. Do you want to kick something off here? Or do you just?
all right.
We don't have to get into this either. Like it's.
So. The games. All right. All right. So. So the way the stocks have been like shot up, they used the no fee app like Robinhood is what they said. That has technology, has democratized investing, giving armchair investors far removed from traditional bank free access to sophisticated trading instruments like options. So. Or you could create, so it says you could pay an analyst to tell you what stocks to buy, or you could create a Reddit account and follow forums like Wall Street Bets. Millions of young people are opting for the latter, which is party why the sudden surges in GameStop and AMC have caught Wall Street veterans by surprise. All right.
Because young people be crazy like that.
Yeah, okay. So short sellers are investors who bet that the stock is going to fall. They borrow shares to sell on the market with the promise to buy back those shares at a later date. If they win the bet, they sold high and bought low, and they walk away with money in the bank. If they lose, that's called a short squeeze, and they often hedge their losses by buying more shares of the company they bet against.
Dude, it's still at $325 a share right now.
Yeah.
Apparently
I think
it did. So as I remember, it was originally at like, I want to say it was like $3 or $4 a share, and then it rose to like $250, and then it dropped to like $100, and then at the opening of the market today, it was at $381, and now it's at $325.
Yeah.
So definitely, as far as like stock prices go, that's some pretty massive fluctuations.
So it says Wall Street Bets. So yeah, that's the Reddit group, which has more than 2 million followers. I don't know if it's followers. I'm pretty sure they're just part of the group. But anyway, it's littered with posts cheering the stock gains and no small amount of righteous yeah, anyway. But apparently, so Elon Musk said, what I think is happening is you guys are making such an impact that these fat cats are worried that they have to get up and put in work to earn a living. A moderator in the group posted this week. Okay, so that was not Elon Musk. That fuzzy sensation you are feeling is called respect, and it is well earned. Wall Street no longer dismisses your presence anymore. Elon Musk appeared to join the pile on Tuesday with a single word tweet. Game stunk! Exclamation mark. Exclamation. Wait, no, one exclamation mark. That linked to Wall Street Bets. So
That's pretty funny.
Yeah. So basically, they just raised the stocks.
Everybody basically decided like, hey, we're all gonna buy GameStop because basically there's a bunch of hedge funds who decided to short it. Then everybody was like, hey, that's kind of dumb. Like, we'll buy it just to be funny, and then they accidentally like caused those hedge funds to go bankrupt.
It said in one day those people, I think it's altogether lost $45 billion or something like that.
It's crazy. So here's the only thing is that
They don't actually lose $45 billion, but it's like in.
Well, no, basically, they have to. A lot of those hedge funds went under. Like they can't support it. But here's the thing: is that when you have an artificial inflation like that, and it sort of shows the failings of the stock market, because if a hedge fund loses that much money, then it shows that there was never any real capital behind the investments anyway. So it's sort of like artificial profits, which is a little scary because of how common that actually is. Basically, a lot of the stock market is kind of just made up money, which is, seeing it all fail like this, it's a little scary.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I thought that was
Absolutely hilarious.
pretty interesting, pretty funny.
Game's at
Yeah, the stock, 325. Yeah, so it was at. Wait, hold on. Yeah, it was at. Oh wait, it was at. When was that? $3. Oh yeah.
I don't know.
This
think
was
that's
6 months ago, July 30th, 2020. It was at $4.10, and then a month ago it was at $19.26,
Okay.
and 5 days ago it was at $96, and then it rose to $351 with a peak of $469.42.
So almost $500 a share. That's
And then it
insane.
dropped down to 132, and then it started growing again, and then it dropped off a bit, and then now it's back up. Very interesting.
I mean, if you decided to invest
When it was at like
out, the
$20, I
yeah,
would have.
time to
Dude,
get out.
you could have made
Like-
so much money.
it's only you can. So here's the thing: is that trading like that is unbelievably risky. That's if you want to make like $1,000 in pocket change, you can get lucky. Like that can work. But for any real substantial sum, that's you're gonna win some and you're gonna lose some. But chances are it's usually gonna go to the house. You're usually gonna lose some. So it can be dangerous. But if you here's my word of warning to all none of you who are listening who decided to buy GameStop shares because of this. Get out now because it's not going to go significantly higher. Basically the most likely thing is that it's going to start dropping off over the next week because there's going to be less and less news coverage and people will realize that GameStop is kind of still a terrible business and you're going to start like really losing money. So yeah.
Yeah. Very interesting. Yeah, I think the Congress was like holding a meeting or something like that, but we don't have to get into that now. All right.
Really?
Next. Yeah.
Actually, it doesn't surprise me, but
Yeah,
I
it
don't think
doesn't
they're
really surprise me.
I'm not sure they can do anything about
They
it.
can do it, but I think they were just trying to think of solutions to. I don't know. Anyway.
Like government try and support. Because my guess is what they're actually holding a meeting on is a lot of those hedge funds prop up retirement funds. And so like because of so many went under, I mean, I haven't heard any statistics, but I wouldn't be surprised if in the next couple of weeks, if not months, we see something like, 8,000 retirement funds lost, because that's what happens. If a hedge fund like that goes under, it can really mess up people's, especially retirement. It could be, it's really just retirement though. It's usually those 401ks that get crushed. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a statistic like that. And so I wouldn't be surprised if Congress is trying to come up with a solution to sort of soothe worries about that, because that would be concerning.
Yes, indeed. Next up, YouTube is testing clips on live streams and regular videos as well. So people that are on Twitch, if anyone is watching on Twitch.
Not a Twitch guy.
What?
I'm not a Twitch guy.
All right. Well, it looks like we have one person on Twitch right now.
And
Anyway.
that person, nerd.
Okay, thank you.
They shouldn't even be watching. I'm going to take your stream down single-handedly, Jake.
Okay. Anyway, as I was saying, so basically, if you want to save a certain part of the video to like go back to it, or like people think that something is like something that happens is funny or whatever, you can clip it and then play back just that clip later. So YouTube is testing it out. I can do a little demo right here for everyone. So here is the video. I'll bring it back in 1 second. Just want to make sure there's no private information on the screen. Nope. All right. So as you guys can see here, there is this little clip button. Oh, there we go. All right, can you guys see that? Yeah, there's a big clip button. Or it's little. Right now it's big. Okay, I don't want to talk. Ugh. All right, so basically, I guess these are public, so like everyone can see them. So you add a title. You can add a title and then add the timing here to the milliseconds, which is pretty cool.
Like everyone.
They're just blatantly copying Twitch, though.
Oh, totally. But so I have two things about this. One, I think it's kind of useful. Every once in a while, I'll be going back to a really long video trying to find a joke that I really liked, and that could be handy because I'm sure a lot of people, if I like something, a lot of people others, I'm sure somebody will have clipped it. The other thing is, this is a little bit off topic, not quite though. I wonder if people are going to run into the same issues they did with Twitch clips and VODs, which was basically. This was like a month ago, like it wasn't that long ago, but basically Twitch really cracked down, or not really Twitch, but there was a series of music labels who really cracked down on people using their music, even inadvertently, just to it accidentally played in the background or something, and actually people who had Twitch VODs of that music in the background, they could actually get strikes for it, even if they was unpublished. Some streamers claimed that they'd unpublished all their clips to try and avoid it, and they were still strucken for it. So yeah, I don't know what the copyright implications will be. My guess is if it's, I mean, a lot of time, like I guess on Twitch, usually it's the viewers who clip the stuff, but and it's the VODs that really got the creators in trouble. But I wonder if we'll see. The other thing is like unpublishing videos. Like if somebody clips something, like is that going to be unpublished with the video?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I don't know. My guess is it probably will.
Section,
I don't think it. Sorry, when I just looked at it again, it says there's a button and you press share clip, and I think you can just send a link to someone. I don't think it puts it in the comments.
Oh, then maybe not. Well, actually, I bet it still works like that.
I bet it's still private, if I had to guess.
Probably.
So yeah,
I'll always take more features as long as they don't
exactly.
break anything else.
Yeah. All right.
But I don't think having more options is really a danger.
Yeah. Next up, we'll do these two links. This one, Tim, you can see this one, and then this one, and then where is it? Oh, and then the one right below that too.
Okay.
All right, so Apple says there are now over 1 billion active iPhones. So with 1.65 billion devices in use overall. Oh, Apple devices in use overall. So think about that. Of the 1.65 billion Apple devices out in the world right now, 1 billion of those are iPhones. That's a lot.
And for record, currently, as of 2019, the Earth's population is 7.674 billion.
So that's a pretty decent amount.
Almost one in a little over 1 in 7 people have an Apple device. That doesn't surprise me.
So as of
because that's not quite true. Like I know in my family I have like probably 5 or 6 Apple devices at least. Probably more actually. Just like old stuff that I have lying around.
I don't know what they consider as active.
Yeah, I assume stuff that's like functioning and hasn't been recycled for parts. Because I bet
I have so many that are like plugged in all the time.
My guess is that their definition of active is pretty relaxed because they want to get a big number. Does it say here what they define it as? No, it says in active use overall. So maybe it's like a per week thing, like how they have a baseline for how many hours you have to use it per week for it to be considered active.
Yeah, if I had to guess, that's probably what it is. But that's pretty cool because Samsung used to dominate the market, but I think since they started releasing 4 iPhones a year, like having or 5 iPhones a year. Sorry, they now have the SE, which is $400, which I think a lot of people picked that one up. Like the new one that came out in March.
get an SE. It's perfect for you.
Yeah, and then they also have the 12 minis, which is now like, what's that, 6 or 7?
I think it's $600.
Wait, oh no, 700. No,
700.
649.
649. All right. Well,
I
I'm
believe.
closer.
I believe. Wait, is it that? No, 699. 730. 730.
730.
Yeah, it's like 700 if you buy it like with your carrier, but if you buy it like unlocked, it's like 7. I don't know.
730. Okay.
It's weird.
Okay.
Anyway, so yeah, I think that enticed a lot of people. So
Yeah.
in January 2019, Apple said it hit 900 million active iPhone users. So Apple counts a device as active if it has engaged with an Apple service within the past 90 days.
Okay, so it is pretty relaxed.
Yeah, but an Apple service is like, yeah. So yeah, all right. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And Apple also retakes second place in smartphone shipment rankings, as the sanctions bite Huawei. So let's see.
Yeah.
So let's see. Wait, what are how does this graph work?
Do you need me to decipher graph? Okay, it's just a little bit of a
Oh,
scatter plot. Okay.
sorry. So it's, what is it?
So
Samsung's first. Yeah, Samsung is the leading
So it
seller.
says, so for the record, this graph has Apple, Xiaomi, Vivo, Samsung, Oppo, and Huawei.
Yeah, I'll pull this up.
And
so-
it starts in just pull it up. And then on the most important part is at the bottom you can see each quarter starting in 2018. And so now you can see is as of quarter 4 of 2020, Apple shoots up from like 4th place to 1st, actually, it seems. If you look at quarter 4, it seems that their ending dot is actually even higher than Samsung. Why would that be? They haven't had quarter 4
all the
did that
new
include
iPhones.
that included their new iPhone launch, so that actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So okay, that makes sense. And Samsung just released their new one just before the end of was it just before the end of quarter 4 or in first quarter?
First quarter, because
I think it's first quarter.
It definitely was. It was on January 14th.
Okay, then yeah, that's definitely first quarter. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense actually. And you can see Huawei's drop off significantly in red there. You can see it drop off from quarter 3 to quarter 4 when Trump introduced I don't know I can't remember exactly what it was. I don't think he actually introduced new tariffs, but it was something along the lines of there were basically delays on some of the tariffs where they would only take effect in a specific amount of time, and that's when they took effect. Same thing happened to graphics cards.
So they had to pay way more money.
Yeah, well, the import taxes just
same with like power supplies and like other
power
stuff.
supplies. A lot. Basically, major consumer electronics from specifically China.
Someone I know got a 3070. My cousin got a 3070, and he said he had to pay like a fair amount for like import tax.
Import duties. Yeah, I'm not surprised. What was it? Probably like $50, maybe $50 to $100.
Yeah, it was something like that. I don't really remember what it was, but
yeah, because I don't know what it costs them per unit for the new import stuff, and I don't know how much they would pass along to consumer because they're already, I would, if I were them, I would actually try and just eat a lot of that cost, let it eat in your profits a little bit, just so you can undercut your competitors and get the higher market share. I think that would be worth it because then you actually also you look pro consumer. So people who are in the market for a graphics card or a phone or whatever would actually think higher of you. You keep a better reputation. Yeah. I would. That's what I would do. But I am not the CEO or business manager of a massive tech company. So what do I know?
And so speaking of the quarters, Apple surpasses $100 billion in quarterly revenue for the first time in its history.
The first time I read this, for some reason, I saw 100 billion all time, and I was like, how the hell do they have like a multi-trillion-dollar valuation then?
Yeah, no.
But 100 billion quarterly, that is
ridiculous.
That's impressive. That is ridiculous.
I don't even understand how that's possible.
Apparently, people are eating up these iPhone 12s way more than I thought they were going to, because that is... Oh, well, it's probably actually... I bet a lot of it is the new M1s.
M1 Max, are probably doing it.
Yeah, I bet those are probably doing pretty good. 111.4 billion in total, with earnings per share of $1.68. That's I don't think I own any Apple stock.
I think I do.
I wish.
Well, not me, but my father owns some.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I mean, Apple's been killing it recently. Most of it just because of how ingrained in culture they are. I mean,
Oh
it's
yeah,
part of the culture now. A lot of people their go-to phone would just be, oh, get the new iPhone. It's normal to us now. So I don't, Apple would have to mess something up royally in order for it to for them to take a hit here.
yeah. Yeah, they've been doing a good job. So yeah, 100 billion. That's ridiculous. Oh, sorry. So it was 1.65 billion active devices worldwide during the quarter. Oh yeah, wait. Okay, we already talked about that. Just kidding. Let's see. Where is it? That was a good one. Where did it go? Oh, here we go. So these are Intel's first Iris Xe graphics desktop GPUs. I find that very interesting. They're really bad, but I find it really interesting.
Well, it's basically just their integrated graphics chip on a discrete GPU.
Yeah, I'm not really sure why anyone would buy that.
The only thing I can think of is if you want like a Xeon for like a server thing, but you just need a display output
That's
to
true.
optimize it. That's
But
the only thing I can think of.
But don't Xeons have? Oh, do they not have built-in graphics?
Do they? I don't know. I haven't
may not.
even looked at buying a Xeon. My initial guess would be no, because it's a server platform.
That's
unless
true.
they thought ahead and thought, well, this is the only thing they're going to need. But I will say some server applications can be accelerated massively by the massive compute cores in modern GPUs. So I would think in order to keep the platform flexible, they'd want to keep it without an integrated graphics. So that's the only thing I can think of. But I don't know.
Yeah. Very interesting.
Well, hold on. It says Intel is teaming up with ASUS and partners to sell these cards to system integrators who will bundle them with pre-built systems.
Yeah,
you
I
don't
don't
usually pre-build servers, so
hold on. That and there's also something that says they like don't work with AMD CPUs.
So that makes me think it's more like it's going to be like a $300 rig that they're going to sell to your grandma who just wants to go on Facebook. Then
Maybe, but I
Which
still
it
don't
could-
understand
I think it
because
could do.
Intel CPUs have graphics built in.
yeah, maybe it's a selling point thing.
I don't know. Maybe this is just the first iteration of it, and they're gonna actually try to build a graphics card brand at some point. Maybe.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Yeah. It looks kind of cool though. I don't like this. I like this one though, the top.
Yeah, the fanless shroud. Just
Yeah.
the machined aluminum. Looks pretty sweet. Yep.
Yeah. So, found that pretty
Very cool.
interesting. All right. So let's go to our next link. Oh, this one's weird. So Plex, which is a company where you can upload all of your videos and photos and music to your computer. It has to always be running if you want it to work all the time, or you can do it on your server. And then anywhere in your house, on your phone, on like any device, you can access the stuff. And then if you leave your house, you can also access it, like if you log into the app, which is pretty cool. But they just announced a game subscription service filled with Atari games, which is pretty cool.
Oh,
So
that's
it's
fun.
$3 a month, which not that bad.
Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah.
If you're a Plex Pass subscriber, and if you're not, it's $5 a month. So I'm
Still
not really
fine for assuming it has basically every Atari game. That's
Yeah.
pretty good.
So
If you're like a retro gamer, that could be pretty fun.
yeah. So you can
Centipede,
play
Super Freak Out.
Centipede, yeah.
That's pretty good.
So what do you like? I'm confused at how you use this. you can simply sign up from your console and start playing. Plex Arcade has a few requirements. First is a Plex server running from a Windows or Mac computer. There isn't Linux support because Plex is using Parsec to stream the gameplay. That's interesting. So Parsec's basically this software. It's like a remote desktop thing. So they're basically giving you a computer to use over the air that's running these apps, but it's super low latency. If you want to check out a video, LTT I think did one. So their editors can actually edit videos from home using this app Parsec. They still have to do like minor adjustments with audio because the latency isn't like perfect, but it's like really good considering the distance that it's going. So you have to sign up for a Parsec account if you don't already have one and log into it on Plex. And there's more freedom when it comes to what you can stream the games to, as Android devices and TVs are supported, so that's pretty cool, as well as Google Chrome and Apple's iOS and tvOS. Plex says you can play with just about any Bluetooth-enabled controller. All right. You can also add your own emulators and ROMs, which is nice, but it's overall a bit of a tough sell. Even at the Plex Pass price of $3 a month, you're paying a lot for games that at this point can basically run on a microwave. That's what this article says. So yeah, I mean,
to run League of Legends or an Atari, like an old Atari.
Yeah, I don't. I agree with this article. I think this is a pretty tough sell because I'm pretty sure they have the ROMs for these games online and you can just download them, and I'm sure there's a way you can sideload them. But if you don't want to go through all the hassle of like getting them and stuff, then I think this is a good option. I don't know if I'd pay $3 or $5 a month though.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a pretty narrow.
I think if they did like a,
but here's the thing: is it probably doesn't. It costs them pennies to run, so it's basically.
That's true.
My guess is it's basically pure profit.
Exactly.
If they can. Get
but I think if the I know this wouldn't be saving people money, but if they did some sort of thing where you would pay for the year, I feel like that would entice people more than they're like,
oh, I have to do like $20 for the year.
Yeah, something like, or no,
You'd have to
maybe like $50 for the year or something like that, and you have unlimited access to like all these games and stuff, and they'll update them or something like that to like, so people aren't like, oh, I have to pay like $5 a month. Sorry, what'd you say?
There's no updates coming out.
What?
These are old Atari games, man.
No, I don't know if they have. If they're going to be adding.
We're releasing a new DLC.
I wasn't sure if they're going to be adding more games as it goes on.
Yeah.
But,
I don't know.
But yeah, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. I agree. I think yearly might be the way to go. I would say try and bundle it and actually just throw it into a one-time package.
Or that.
So you get every Atari game for like $100.
Yeah.
Or 200 or whatever it costs. But I think you could actually. I know, like it seems like, especially in video games, it's going more and more towards subscriptions, whether you got Xbox Game Pass or season passes for specific games, or there's about 1,000 different ways you could do it. As a consumer, I would much prefer to just pay a one-time fee, even if it's a premium, so that I don't have to think about paying you every month. That's a pain in the butt. I would rather assume I'm going to play this game for 10 years, even though I'm not going to do that, than pay your fee each year, each month, or whatever. It's because if it was more streamlined, like if it all went through one thing, like if everything went through Steam, then it would be an easier sell, because it's just, you got one interface, you can just sort of
everyone
figure
trusts
it out. But
Steam.
It's through like Origin and whatever Ubisoft's thing is, and Steam and EA's thing. Like EA's thing is Origin, and Epic Game Store. Like it's like through 1,000 different websites, so it can be a pain.
Yeah. For sure. All right. I don't think. Should we do this one or no?
We got time for one more.
No, but should we do this one? I don't know if I want to do this one.
Which one? I can't see which one you're on. Let's take a look here.
I don't think I want to do this one. It doesn't say it in the article, but we talked about this before.
Oh yeah.
Let's do this one instead.
Yeah, not cover that.
All right. So this article says PSA: phones, MagSafe or not, should be kept away from your
This is what I was talking
pacemaker.
about last week. This is what I was talking about last week. You remember that? I was talking about this last week when they said MagSafe was going to be coming to MacBooks. I went off a tangent about how I heard about this.
I don't.
Well, I did. Go rewatch the episode.
But this didn't come out until the 25th, which was like 3 days after.
No, I know, but there was rumors about it before.
Oh, okay.
Apple just had a statement or something, or there wasn't enough testing done.
All right, so
I think
anyway.
it was Apple's official statement, but it was like apparently people were having issues with it. I was like, that's not good.
Yeah, so apparently, when it comes to, all right, Apple, Apple has advised that iPhones should be kept at least 6 inches away from a pacemaker or implanted defibrillator during normal use, and a foot away if the device is actively wirelessly charging.
Yeah, because it can mess up the electronics inside, and
Yeah.
because both of those have to do with making sure your heart works right.
Exactly.
New iPhone just ain't worth it for that. For your life, man.
Yeah.
That's-
Well, the only thing that the only time I could see that there's two things two ways that that could happen, like there would be an interference. One is if I don't know why you do this, but some people carry their phone in one of those like shirt pockets that are like up here,
pocket, which
yeah.
are fairly common.
Yeah, some people carry their phone in there,
Yeah,
even though like
yeah.
their phone is like a huge like chunk of metal, which I feel like could weigh you down. But they carry them in there, and that's
Common.
close. What?
It's pretty common to do that.
Yeah, I know. I don't like it.
And especially
Anyway,
in professional setting.
anyway, that would be like close to your pacemaker.
It would
And
be.
the other
It's such a
one,
right over the heart.
yeah, exactly. And then the other time is you ever like lay down in bed and you just like hold your phone up and you're like watching like something and like you accidentally drop it on your face or like the rest of
You
your
hit, like, a-
on like your chest.
Your
Yeah,
heart stops working.
exactly. Yeah, you're like
Yeah.
watching Netflix and all of a sudden just whoosh, and
Maybe you're like
done.
lying down in bed, your phone's like, you got your MagSafe thing on, and you kind of fall asleep.
Yeah,
Just kind of
drop your
place it
phone.
around your chest.
No, you just drop it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be pretty
I,
unfortunate.
I think it's probably pretty uncommon.
Yeah,
not
I
only in the situations when it would be dangerous, but also in whichever unit. Like, it seems like it's unit to unit. Like, it doesn't seem it's universal. Like, if you have a pacemaker and an iPhone 12, you're gonna die. Like, it seems like it's only specific cases. So, it's probably pretty uncommon.
Agreed.
I would argue not worth the risk. Your heart is more important than your phone. Just get an 11 Pro. It's. Did you just say your
I was
phone is
kidding.
more
It was a
important?
joke.
Good. I was about to be like, dude, I knew you liked Apple, but come on. Yeah. Yeah. Life's more important.
Yep. So I found that was pretty interesting.
Yeah, go look at last week's episode because I'm very sure I talked about it.
Go watch John Prosser's video. He does something really funny in it. Front page tech. Anyway, go watch it. The episode's really funny. But yeah, I think that should be good. The show's, yeah, that's probably good, right?
Yeah, I think so. It's about an
Alright.
hour.
Good week. Good week of tech news.
Solid week. Good week of tech news.
Yeah,
Car
there's
news
a
in
lot
there
of
too.
stuff.
That's
Car
fun.
news. Well, car. I consider car news tech news when it comes to Tesla.
Car news is tech news. Car news is
Exactly.
always tech news.
Exactly.
Next week, we're going to be talking about Ferrari's new release. Or actually, we're going to be talking about Lamborghini's new release. I don't know if Ferrari has a new release. I know Lamborghini has a replacement for
I
the
love the
Aventador.
new Porsche
Porsche Taycan.
Taycan.
The electric one?
Yeah, that thing looks sick.
I think they just did a remodel on that one again. That's
Yeah, but it's
it looks-
electric, and it's sick.
It is all electric. It's Porsche's. Not their only all electric though. I will say. I think Porsche has another car. I know Volkswagen actually has an all electric like hypercar hill climber. It looks crazy.
Crazy.
Very cool.
All right, everyone. Thank you for watching. Make sure to give us the little thumbs up button. Make sure to head over to the techprofessor.shop and pick up some merch. And head over to our forum at thetechprofessor.net and join if you want help with tech stuff and to discuss with the community. And follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at the TechProfJB. And also, make sure to hit that little blue join button, as it will help out the channel and you get some extra perks like behind the scenes content and getting access to videos early, as well as discounted merch and exclusive videos as well. So make sure you press that little join button. You can do 99 cents per month all the way up to $9.99 per month, $1.99 per month, and $4.99 per month. I think I may be shortening those down to 2. But anyway, make sure you guys join the channel to help us out. And I should have a new video hopefully on Sunday, hopefully Desk PC Part 4. And then next week I'll be unboxing a pallet of tech products. So stay tuned for that. So that's Tim, and I'm Jake, the Tech Professor, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.